So it looks like Drake is back basically out of nowhere with a brand new album called Honestly NeverMind. He announced his album earlier today and then dropped it literally at the time of this video being recorded about 15 minutes ago. I know what you guys are thinking. How can you have a reaction and review to an album that is about 52 minutes long and it's only 15 minutes since it dropped? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. What I did was actually listen to the Apple previews. They give you about a minute long preview of each song. And honestly, because I'm an honest guy, that's all I needed. That's all I needed was these little 1 minute previews because the tone is very clear. And I can surmise the rest of this album. I don't need to listen to the whole thing. I'm sure someone's gonna go ahead and deep dive into all this album and be like, well, he said this and took shots at Pusha T and whatever. We're talking about tone and aesthetic and what he's trying to do with this album. So honestly, never mind. This album apparently is coming off as if you took the song Passion Fruit from More Life and turned it into a full album. It has a very Euro dance kind of Ibiza EDM vibe throughout the vast majority. There's 13 songs in this album. No features besides the last track, which I'll get to in a second. No features on this album. I do believe I read somewhere that production was done by somebody, black somebody. I have to look that up real quick. But it's not the usual camp. And it's very clear. And it almost seems as if though Drake was like, F it, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch lanes real quick on this album and do something that will reach out to a newer audience. I can see this a lot of these songs being played in Brazil and like I said, Ibiza already, all the European clubs. Black Coffee, that's the guy. Black Coffee was the one who produced this, executive produced this album. He was the one who put it together. So honestly, like I'm not mad at this album, but I do think that since he's coming off a CLB, I was hoping for bars. I was hoping for an album of just him just going tough, like all his time-based songs, just a whole album of time-based songs, just crushing it. That's what I was hoping for. But it turns out that he didn't do that. He decided to go in a different direction, and now he's doing this Euro dance Ibiza style passion fruitish album. And once again, I'm not mad at it. It's not the vibe I'm on. I'll give it a full listen. You guys probably won't get a full review, but I'll give it a full listen and actually listen to what he's trying to say in the song. But it feels like it's a love album, a love R&B album, all except for the last song. The last song called Jimmy Crooks features 21 Savage. The beat's crazy. He's actually rapping on the song. There's another song that he raps on too called Sticky, but on that song, the beat is on some Euro pop. But this Jimmy Cook song, I wouldn't be surprised if the song winds up as a single and with 21 Savage, but that's kind of like not fair to the listeners out there. Like if he dropped this as Jimmy Cooks, which is a good song, as a single with 21 Savage on it, and people are like, "Oh man, new Drake! Oh, I'm gonna cop the album," and then they go listen to the album, they're gonna be upset because the album doesn't have any other tracks like this on there. So it'll be interesting to see what Drake's trying to do with it. And I wouldn't say that this album is like a throwaway album. It definitely feels like there is a lot of intention behind it, but it almost kind of feels like in the competition, right, of like the top three, you got your Cole, you got your Kendrick, and you got your Drake. They're all flexing right now in their own particular lanes and skill sets that make them unique. For example, Kendrick just went ahead and dropped, this really deep, therapeutical, trauma revealing album, right? J. Cole's out there being J. Cole, dropping fire beats and doing fire bars. Drake's like, well, I can't do either one of those, so I'm gonna go do what they can't do, which is just drop the dance songs and the R&B tracks. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking about when it comes to this album in terms of like how he approached it the way that he did. It's like, man, I'm not gonna compete with Kendrick and go and talk about all my trauma. And I'm not gonna go bar for J. Cole, although he could. I'm gonna go ahead and just sing some songs to y'all over some Euro beats. It's cool. And once again, this is my reaction just listening off of the 1 minute Apple Music previews, okay? So the beat might switch up halfway through. For I effing know. I doubt it, because most of these songs are less than 2 minutes long, or more, or around 2 minutes long. Most of these songs are in the 2 to 4 minute range. So I highly doubt that the beat switching. And maybe it does. And maybe I should give this a full listen. But this is purely off of the Apple Music previews, because I wanted to hear what the tone was before I got too deep. And just to add to that, I don't even think this album is officially available on Spotify yet. And currently, the album is available on Apple Music and Tidal. I look for it on Spotify, and it currently does not come up. So it makes me think that this could be an Apple Tidal exclusive, at least on the first week, because it's not on Spotify. Oh, nope, there it is. I lied. Ha, it's on Spotify now. Pow, there it is. So cool. We'll give it a deep listen on Spotify. That's what I'm paying for, and if something jumps out at me where I'm like, I need to comment on this, we'll do another video. But in the meantime, this is what you get. Honestly, based off of this, I'm not mad at this album, but I'm not mind blown by it off of these little snippets that I'm hearing. It's gonna be interesting to see how the world responds to this. Like I said, I think that first of all, his album's going number one. That's guaranteed. Drake, this album will go number one. But I think that the worldwide appeal to it is basically is what's gonna set this album apart from other albums that are out right now. And on the American side, from the rapper standpoint, there's not gonna be much on that. And I think that's probably why he did put the 21 Savage song on there, just to be like, yo, I can still rap, still got bars, still doing this. And who knows? From my far-fetched theories, I almost can see Drake dropping another album called NeverMind, honestly. I don't know. Called NeverMind, honestly. That is all bars. And the last track is like so on some passion fruit tip. I don't know. Drake be wild though. Kind of crazy that he did that. It was funny too because Joey Badass, who was supposed to drop today, pushed back because he announced today that he was pushing back the album. So he probably caught wind that Drake was coming. And he's like, nah, Drake's coming. So, because I mean, Drake is Drake. When Drake drops, you got to clear out. He's going to go number one. Then he has a whole city of Toronto behind him. So he's going to do what he's going to do on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm sure some of you guys are still listening to this right now. But like I said, I gave it the little 15-minute preview version of this reaction video. So go ahead and eat me up in the comments. I'm sure you guys would be like, well, actually, if you listen to track 4 and broke down and went all the way to 2 minutes and 33 seconds, you would have heard the coolest. Fine, fam. We're going to listen to the whole album. We'll get back to you. Thanks for watching Star Shark TV, all that bull. We'll see you whenever we see you. We're trying to come every day, but we'll see how the time goes. Life is wild. Peace.